Things are really winding down now in the Book of Jasher, and we're almost to the end of it. We'll be finishing it tomorrow. Today we're going to do chapter 89, and this is the children of Israel and their conquest of Canaan. However, the Lord left some of the Canaanites there to test them to see whether they would obey or not. See, that's out of the Old Testament. Well, let's see what we have here in the history book, though. And this is the children of Israel underneath Joshua, the great servant of Moses, a very strong individual. I don't think he had any backslides at all. Do you remember any table people? No, he was a true warrior, that's for sure, for the Lord. All right, in 89, here in the book of Jasher, verse 1. Then spoke Joshua this song on the day that the Lord had given the Amorites into the hand of Joshua and the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of all Israel, Thou hast done mighty things, O Lord. Thou hast performed great deeds. Who is like unto thee? ? My lips shall sing to thy name. I wish we had the melody to this. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, I will sing a new song unto thee. With thanksgiving will I sing to thee. Thou art the strength of my salvation. Whose is salvation? Well, it's Jesus Christ, just like it's everyone's. This new song thing is prophetic. That's the second from the last song in the 77 books of the King James. It's called the New Song. And it's like this throughout Psalms and other places. And there is an undercurrent to the book of Revelation there. Salvation and the new song. Those things harmonized with the book of Revelation. And here's more that does. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee. The princes of the world shall sing to thee. The children of Israel shall rejoice in thy salvation. They shall sing and praise thy power. And that has the undercurrent to the book of Revelation. 5, it says, To thee, O Lord, will we confide. We shall. 5, it says, To thee, O Lord, did we confide. We said, Thou art our God, for thou wast our shelter and strong tower against our enemies. You see how he's given the credit to the Lord. Whenever we have a victory, and we're sure to have that, we got to remember, we didn't do it. The Lord did it. And here he is singing that in his song. It says in 6, To thee we cried and were not ashamed. And then in thee we trusted and were delivered. When we cried unto thee, thou didst hear our voice. Thou didst deliver our souls from the sword. Thou didst show unto us thy grace. Thou didst give unto us thy salvation. Thou didst rejoice our hearts with thy strength. And I'll tell you, 6, that belongs right in the book of Revelation, don't it, folks? Ain't this exactly what we need? I think we need to sing Joshua's new song, don't you, folks? In 7 it says, Thou didst go forth for our salvation With thine arm thou didst redeem thy people. Thou didst answer us from heaven, from the heavens of thy holiness. Thou didst save us from 10,000s of people. Read that again. In 7, in that sacred number, the number of years in the tribulation period, thou didst go forth for our salvation. With thine arm thou didst redeem thy people. Thou didst answer us from the heavens of thy holiness. Thou didst save us from 10,000s of people. And that belongs in Revelations again. All right, now there's this, the sun and the moon working for Joshua through the Lord, and that's going to happen again in the Great Shabuel, the Great 7-year tribulation, 2,300 days. The sun, the moon, and the stars will be used for our victory. In 8 it says, the sun and moon stood still in heaven, and thou didst stand in thy wrath against our oppressors, and didst command thy judgments over them. And that belongs right in the book of Revelation. In 8, the number of new beginnings in God's holy modal system. 9, and all the princes of the earth stood up. The kings of the nations had gathered themselves together. They were not moved at thy presence. They desired thy battles. Okay, and that can be undercurrented to our time also. Now remember, the Satanists believe in the Battle of Armageddon. They believe in Christ. They believe in Yahshua. They believe in Yahweh. They believe that they are going to overthrow him through the force of Lucifer. Okay, so they desire this battle against Christ. How about that? In 10 it says, thou didst rise against them in thine anger, and didst bring down thy wrath upon them. Thou didst destroy them in thine anger, and cut them off in thine heart. And that will occur in the Great Tribulation period also. As a second meaning here to this. 11 nations have been consumed with thy fury. Kingdoms have declined because of thy wrath. Thou didst wound kings in the day of thine anger. And that belongs right in the book of Revelation. And it's referred to. These things he's done, and he'll do them again. 12, it says, thou didst pour out thy fury upon them. Thy wrathful anger took hold of them. Thou didst turn their iniquity upon them, and didst cut them off in their wickedness. And that is going to happen in the 2,300 day tribulation period. The time times in half a time. That's 1,290 days. 13, they did spread a trap. They fell therein. In the net they hid. Their foot was caught. Okay? That's the same thing. They're busy destroying the whore they created, and their own devices, this whore of Babylon and the 10 unseen merchant kings. They're going to get theirs in this whore world that they've created, this ungodly satanic trap they have set for the people, this mark of the beast. 14, it says, thine hand was ready for all thine enemies who said, Through their sword they possessed the land. Through their arm they dwelt in the city. Thou didst fill their faces with shame. Thou didst bring their horns down to the ground. Thou didst terrify them in thy wrath, and didst destroy them in thine anger. I'm going to be a broken record. That belongs in the book of Revelation also. Same thing. Same pride. Okay? Their faces full of shame. The horn of their power trampled on by the Lord. They're going to be terrified, hiding in their holes in the rocks. Yeah, okay, I like this song, don't you, folks? 15, the earth trembled and shook at the sound of thy storm over them. Thou didst not withhold their souls from death, and didst bring down their lives to the grave. And that grave is the pit. Folks, that's hell. Right there, the grave, in this case. 16, thou didst pursue them in thy storm. Thou didst consume them in thy whirlwind. Thou didst turn their rain into hail. They fell in deep pits so that they could not rise. All right, I won't say it again. Won't say it again, folks, but you know what I'm thinking. Their carcasses were like rubbish, cast out in the middle of the streets. Okay, now, you can't deny that. They're going to hire people, the saints are, to bury people. It's going to go on after the Battle of Armageddon. It's going to go on. All right? They're going to be burying people. The bones are going to be everywhere. Okay, see how this, even though the first meaning is for Joshua and the Israelites, it repeats itself in the day of great tribulation in our time. Okay, and their carcasses were laid out there. Blood all the way to the horse bridles. 18, they were consumed and destroyed in thine anger. Thou didst save thy people with thy might. Okay, and that's going to happen in the book of Revelation in the 7-year week of years. We're going to have victory. 19, therefore our hearts rejoice in thee, our souls exalt in thy salvation. And who gives salvation? Is it not Yeshua? Is it not the Son? Did not the Father give all things to Jesus Christ? Is that not what he said? Well, sure it is. Okay, and 20, our tongues shall relate thy might. We will sing and praise thy wondrous works. Hey, that sounds just like Psalms, don't it? The Asaph family. 21, for thou didst save us from our enemies. Thou didst deliver us from those who rose up against us. Thou didst destroy them from before us and depress them beneath our feet. And that's going to happen. Look at it, it's in 21 here. 7 judgments, 7 judgments, 7 judgments. Right? Seals, trumpets, and vials. Victory. 21 of them in the book of Revelation. No doubt about this. He is just full of the Holy Ghost in this song. It's the way it's worded. It shows the personality of the Lord, and it is full of prophecy. Can be no doubt about it, folks. And he's going to save us from all these gutter-snipe, limp-wristed 10 unseen merchant kings that think they're going to destroy the saints. They're going to destroy God's fruit. We'll see out there, you heathen. 22, the number of chapters in Revelation. It's the number of new beginnings. Thus shall all thine enemies perish, O Lord, and the wicked shall be like chaff driven by the wind, and thy beloved shall be like trees planted by the waters. Buddy, that comes right out of the Bible. It comes right out of prophecy, folks. He is just bathing in the Holy Ghost here. And he's using the prophetic language here. Just is. There's chaff. Okay, so there's that. So Joshua and all Israel with him returned to the camp in Gilgal after having smitten all the kings, so that not a remnant was left of them. And the 5 kings fled alone on foot from battle, and hid themselves in a cave. And Joshua sought for them in the field of battle, and did not find them. Now, your unseen merchant kings and their cronies are going to be doing this. They have their little underground bunkers, okay? The ungodly are known to do that. Pre-flood megalith, monolith bunkers are just famous. They're museums. You can take tours. Pre-flood. They were great builders. They were. Ungodly, though, but they could build and they could dig. And today we have the underground bunkers, and the Illuminati just have them all over the place, and they're going to be hiding in their little caves just like this. And not Joshua, but Yeshua is going to find them out. How do you like that? Rocks fall on our head, for the day of Lord's at hand. Anyway, back into Jasher here. And it was afterward told to Joshua, saying, the kings are found, and behold, they are hidden in a cave. Okay? And that's the same way the money mongers of the world are going to be hiding, and they're going to be found out. 26, and Joshua said, appoint men to be at the mouth of the cave to guard them, lest they take themselves away. And the children of Israel did so. Then Joshua called to all Israel, and said to the officers of battle, place your feet upon the necks of these kings. And Joshua said, so shall the Lord do to all your enemies. How about that? And this is harmonizing right along with the Old Testament, folks. 28, and Joshua commanded after that they should slay the kings and cast them into the cave, and to put great stones at the mouth of the cave. 29, and Joshua went afterward with all the people that were with him on that day to Makkedah, and he smote it with the edge of the sword. And he utterly destroyed the souls and all belonging to the city. And he did to the king and people thereof as he had done to Jericho. Okay, see, they're all in bed with the fallen angels. They have their ungodly blood. 31, and he passed from there to Libnah, and he fought against it, and the Lord delivered it into his hand. And Joshua smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls thereof. And he did to it, and to the king thereof, as he had done to Jericho. Again, more ungodly bloodlines. 32, and from there he passed on to Lachish to fight against it. And Horam, king of Gaza, went up to assist the men of Lachish, and Joshua smote him and his people until there was none left to him. And Joshua took Lachish and all the people thereof, and he did to it as he had done to Libnah. And Joshua passed from there to Eglon, and he took that also, and he smote it and all the people thereof with the edge of the sword. 35. And from there he passed to Hebron and fought against it and took it and utterly destroyed it. And he returned from there with all Israel to Debir and fought against it and smote it with the edge of the sword, and he destroyed every soul in it. He left none remaining. And he did it, and he did to it, and the king thereof, as he had done to Jericho. See, all these places had the fallen angel demonic bloodline, that treasure that the Illuminati, the 10 unseen merchant kings, and all the Satanists treasure their blood. And they had it here, folks, that's for sure. 37. And Joshua smote all the kings of the Amorites from Kadesh Barnea to Hazah, and he took their country at once, for the Lord had fought for Israel. See, and that day of the Lord is coming at once, and their great money, their pile of gold, will be worthless. Okay, 38. And Joshua with all Israel came to the camp to Gilgal. 39. When at that time Jabin, king of Chazor, heard all that Joshua had done to the kings of the Amorites, Jabin sent to Jobab, king of Midian, and to Laban, king of Shimron, to Jephthah, king of Achshaph, and to all the kings of the Amorites, saying, Come quickly to us and help us, that we may smite the children of Israel before they come upon us, and do unto us as they have done to the other kings of the Amorites. And all these kings hearkened to the words of Jabin, king of Chazor, and they went forth with all their camps, 17 kings, and their people were as numerous as the sand of the seashore, together with horses and chariots innumerable. And they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom, and they were met together to fight against Israel. And that's the gatherings coming in the battle of Armageddon, with the second sickle when it goes in, and the 3 ungodly spirits come out of the false prophet and the Antichrist and the dragon, and they're going to gather themselves together to destroy Jesus Christ. Yeah, and they're going to have this kind of numbers and chariots and their drones and their gadgetry and their robotics. All that, they're going to throw Christ out off his throne. Are you? Are you out there, Lucy? Lucy and Greaves, are you out there? You going to throw Christ off his throne? You really think so? Anyway, on we go. I'm mocking the head apologist. for the Church of Satan here in the United States. The fake name, Lucian Greaves. They were met together to fight against Israel, and in our time it's going to be to fight against all the Jews and against Jesus Christ. 42, and the Lord said to Joshua, fear them not, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver them up, all slain before you. Thou shalt hew their horses and burn their chariots with fire. And that hewing, that is what? Cut their hamstrings, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. 43, and Joshua with all the men of war came suddenly upon them and smote them, and they fell into their hands, for the Lord had delivered them into the hands of the children of Israel. So the children of Israel pursued all these kings with their camps, and smote them until there was none left of them. And Joshua did to them as the Lord had spoken to him. 45. And Joshua returned at that time to Chazar, and smote it with the sword, and destroyed every soul in it, and burned it with fire. And from Chazar Joshua passed to Shimron, and smote it, and utterly destroyed it. 46. From there he passed to Achshaph, and he did to it as he had done to Shimron. From there he passed to Adullam, and he smote all the people in it, and he did to Adullam as he had done to Achshaph and to Shimron. And he passed from them to all the cities of the kings which he had smitten, and he smote all the people that were left of them, and he utterly destroyed them. Okay, and I explained why he did that. Why is he doing that? Okay, we've been over that and over it and over it. 49. Only their booty and cattle the Israelites took to themselves as a prey. But every human being they smote. They suffered not a soul to live. In 50, as the Lord had commanded Moses, so did Joshua and all Israel. They failed not in anything. 51. So Joshua and all the children of Israel smote the whole land of Canaan, as the Lord had commanded them, and smote all their kings, being 31 kings. And the children of Israel took their whole country. 52. Besides the kingdoms of Sihon and Og, which are on the other side Jordan, of which Moses had smitten many cities, Moses gave them to the Reubenites and the Gadites, and to half of the tribe of Manasseh. 53. This is harmonizing right there with the Old Testament still. And Joshua smote all the kings that were on this side Jordan to the west, and gave them for an inheritance to the 9 tribes, and to the half tribe of Israel. 54, the last verse of this podcast. For 5 years did Joshua carry on the war with these kings, and he gave their cities to the Israelites, and the land became tranquil from battle throughout the cities of the Amorites and the Canaanites. Yeah, I'll tell you, and a lot of them heard about this and got on boats with all their mythologies and flew. They sailed away to get away from Israel. That's something that's outside the scriptures. And this part of this shows you what a good warrior he was for the Lord. He did not waver. Joshua was really a good servant. It's amazing how good he really was. All right, tomorrow is the last podcast of Jasher. Okay? We're looking forward to finishing it. Look, not for any bad reason, because we just can't wait to get back into the Bible, can we, here at the table? That's our favorite topic. That's what this is all about. This is all about the 77 books of the King James. So here we are. From the table, from Clinton, Ohio, we are the King James Bible Prophecy Church and Table. From Harriet, Bo, Benzie, and myself, God bless every one of you, and we'll see you for tomorrow, the last podcast of Jasher. Bye-bye.